Hello everyone. This video is a mini brain teaser where we throw some vital questions in relation to creating inclusive learning environments for students and faculty members in an undergraduate medical school setting. Following the video, you may be interested in answering those questions and discussing with colleagues how we can create an inclusive learning environment that enables us to better respond to these real life scenarios. So let's focus, put on our smart glasses and start. Our first case is Amna, a 16-year-old student who recently completed her high school in Sudan and just moved with her family to the UK, where her father started working. Although she was undecided which major she should choose, her parents went straight ahead and registered her into a nearby med school, thinking it was best for her. She was very excited at first about joining and like, yay, woohoo, I'm gonna be a doctor. But right after she began her studies, she started feeling overwhelmed and misses her friends badly. She was used to getting stars in primary school and good grades in high school, but now she's faced with problem-based learning, an approach she is unfamiliar with. Everyone else in her batch seems like they're on top of things during learning activities, while she feels left out. Although she did okay in her IELTS exam, English language was now a barrier. Instead of jumping into tasks just like others, she needed time to look into her dictionary and make sense of the medical terminology used. On top of all that, she is worried about disappointing her family who are upset with her lower grades. She discovered she learns best when learning materials are uploaded onto the virtual learning environment where she can take a look into the dictionary, read the learning materials, and revise them before her next session is due, whether in the library or at home. So let's move our attention and pick up on our next case, Mark. Mark is a 22-year-old medical student who started his clerkship training this year and feels very stressed during hospital trainings. He can hear his heartbeats every time his clinical trainer starts asking questions and feels frightened when examining patients. He was doing good in his early undergraduate years, but now feels very stressed out and anxious and feels that he will not be able to become a good doctor if he continues down this path. The fact that his parents were just getting a divorce was shattering his attention away from his studies and clinical works and leaves him feeling heartbroken. Come on, we're talking about an inclusive learning environment. Give the man a blue heart instead of a pink heart. Yes, that's much better. He doesn't know how he's going to heal with or deal with all those problems on his own. Tim, on the other hand, is one of his colleagues, and when he teams up with Tim, who feels very relaxed during history taking and within clinical training, whenever they collaborate and work together, Mark feels less stressed and anxious. Creating an inclusive learning environment involves valuing and respecting all members. You don't have to be like us to feel welcome into our community of practice, regardless of your race, your cultural background, your personal opinions, gender, or how much money you make. You don't have to feel like an outsider looking in or feel alienated in any way. So, how can we plan for an inclusive learning environment? What approaches should we take on to fix things up and set an inclusive environment that is up and running? What are the factors under our control in relation to those two scenarios? As leaders of a well respected institution, what are the steps should we undertake to create an inclusive learning environment? What are the teaching methods and learning activities that we can use? What research or information should we use as faculty members teaching in this medical school? And what are the barriers that we need to remove? These are all the questions that we are presenting today, and we need to think about things very well before actually embarking into creating and enabling an inclusive learning environment for our students.